There we are. I don't know.
All right.
Hi, the internet. We're back. It's another tier list today. It's another tier
I
list
like how
time.
in the in like rewind review we're like pretty together. It at least looks like we've like got our shit together in like being able to like set up a decent intro and stuff. And then like we finish that and literally the entire production just comes crashing down.
I mean, it's not going to be any other way, I suppose. But, you know,
Yep.
I wouldn't have it any other way myself. It's tier today, gone tomorrow. Welcome. Hello, hi.
We're coming back. We're coming back to breakfast.
We're back to
Um,
foods. There is
we
no
don't we
recap.
yeah, we don't have a community recap today because I took the ball that was passed to me and fumbled it into oblivion. It's out of bounds. It's
It's fine.
gone.
Um,
Uh,
but what
it's
it
just
does
not
mean is that
happening.
our picks are all obviously absolutely correct and undefeatable.
Yeah,
Uh,
we got it in one.
yeah, there was no contest from anybody. We obviously got it right.
And today we're going to also have all of the objectively correct opinions about Cerial.
Uh,
So let's see. We need some goofy tier names.
I mean, all right. Oh man, this is gonna get decisive because I know there's some things that you like that I don't, and this is gonna be interesting. I was gonna say D tier is obviously one particular cereal, but I know that that's gonna get contested really hard. Uh, so D tier is
Should
uh
we do this? Should we do uh
I mean
2 out of 2 streamers agree
yeah
it's a
yeah
banger?
yeah
Uh should we do
yeah 1 out of 2 streamers agree. 2 out of 2
one
agree
out,
it's good.
1 out of 2 streamers is
Would fight you for
obviously
it.
wrong.
Yeah.
Or no, yeah, like
1 out of 2
uh
streamers
threatened to
but
fight the
yeah.
the other over this one.
Yeah, next one is 2 out of 2 feel it's okay.
the the Jun mid range
of
of
of cereals.
uh of ranks, and then uh oh boy, one of us sure has a grudge against this one,
And
and this
I mean
one's just swamp ass.
yeah. This one's just a Shrek tier.
All right, I think that we've got a good ranking system here.
This will work, yeah.
Yeah.
This will work.
So have you? So first of all, actually, let's do a quick inventory check. Have we both tried slash have opinions on all of these? I have. How about you?
I see nothing that I don't have opinions on, so yes, we're fine. I feel like this is not all of them, but I feel like this is enough of a standard to be good to cover
Yeah,
everything.
it's definitely not all of them because I didn't want to
To
have
be here
another
forever.
like rank all things and then we're here for like an hour and a
That's
half,
fair.
you know?
That's incredibly fair, yeah.
So this one I think has enough of the staples and has enough contentious picks that
Yeah,
it'll make for good television.
agreed.
Um
Starting with all of Cheerios apparently. Or are we just doing the
no
one?
it looks like
That's
this is
cinnamon
just
apple.
yeah, this is cinnamon apple Cheerios to start us off.
All right.
Here's a okay, hold on. There's one more contentious point that we
All right.
there's one more contentious thing related to cereal that I feel I need to get out in the open here.
Are you gonna say
Because
milk before cereal? Because I will leave this. I will end stream right now.
no, quite
Okay.
the opposite. I'm a dry cereal guy.
All right, that's
Uh,
not as that's a side eye offense at worst. Because I
to
do eat
me,
cereal dry.
to
That's fair.
to me, milk is unplayable,
Yeah,
just
I
like
guess I do know
period.
that. Yeah.
And so yeah,
All
so
right.
when I'm evaluating cereals, I'm evaluating them solely from a milkless
All right.
perspective.
So Steve's got our milkless preview expertise. I've got our milk-based expertise. We're covering it all. Specifically engineered to cover all opinions. Easy.
Yeah,
All right.
I gotta capitalize Jund because it's a proper noun.
That's a proper noun. Is the full proper noun Jund mid range, or is the full proper noun just Jund?
It can be.
That's my request.
All
Um,
right.
cinnamon.
So apple cinnamon Cheerios.
Trying to think of the last time I've had.
Do you want to just start off with olive Cheerios? I can just pull them all up.
Okay, yeah, we could do olive Cheerios. Was there how many? I think there's only those two.
There's honey nut
Oh, honey
Cheerios
nut
over
Cheerios. Okay,
here. I
I guess
think
that's it.
there's just those three.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's start with
Regular.
regular Cheerios. I think this is going to establish a good benchmark for like where we both are kind of at with
Yeah,
cereal, you know?
yeah. So last time I've had a bowl of Cheerios was so long ago, like a just plain Cheerios, and I
Yeah.
don't remember it being anything short of incredibly cereal. I would throw this in the Gen mid range.
Yeah, so I agree that this is the Jun mid-range of cereal.
No, no,
Live react content.
no.
Um so like the thing about Cheerios, so I think I have like one bowl of Cheerios like every like
Yeah.
5 years or so. And every time I have it, I always think to myself like
Okay.
that was fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
and then I think to myself because I know that it's like good for your heart and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I should have
I should
more of
have
that.
more
Like
of this. Yeah.
I could eat that like a few times a week and probably do a good thing for my body, and then I don't have it for 5 years.
Yep. Yep.
So
It is incredibly fine when I eat it, and it is incredibly forgettable otherwise, much like Gen mid range itself.
yeah.
Because when I eat Gen mid range, I forget about it, as we all know.
Yeah, right. Apple cinnamon Cheerios. Is it an improvement over the baseline of Cheerios,
Yes,
or is or
I don't think it is. I think it's above Cheerios in the Judd mid range. I think it's like a better improvement, but I still don't entirely think about it at any point.
sure, sure.
Honey Nut
And then
Cheerios, however,
yeah, Honey Nut Cheerios I think is an example of a flavor
doing work.
kicking the cereal up a notch. There are times, and I think I don't like to generalize, but I think this is true. Uh, my theory at least is that like there are times where you get a craving for Honey Nut Cheerios and
Mm,
exactly Honey Nut Cheerios, and nothing
hmm.
else like
Yeah,
kind of fills that
yeah.
void.
There are other honey based cereals in this, and it's just not the same. I wouldn't fight you over this, but like I definitely would. I would definitely threaten some. I would threaten to fight someone if you had said otherwise. So I think it's the one out of two
Like
streamers threaten to fight the other. Yeah,
I think that that makes sense.
yeah.
All right, it's Cookie Crisp time.
Man, Stev, I really wanna like this, but I need to have
Mhm.
I have a problem with Cookie Crisp.
What's that?
I mean, where do I start? All right, let's talk about this Wolf character. I already don't like him. He's no whatever the original character was for Cookie Crisp. But also they just don't taste like cookies. Like they just don't. They're so
Yeah,
disappointing.
yeah.
I have a grudge against this one.
Honestly, I'm fine with that. I like also don't think that Cookie Crisp is particularly good.
I don't think it does a good job even when you add it in milk. I don't think it does a good job of like tasting like milk. It just doesn't. I don't think it doesn't write up. It doesn't succeed in the check it writes. So I have some
Yeah.
qualms with it.
The from a milkless perspective, these the Cookie Crisp taste like slightly crunchier versions of like the crunchy Chips Ahoy,
Yeah.
which are like objectively one of the worst cookies you can
Hmm.
have.
Yeah.
So, like, is it a swamp ass? Or is it a like I
I
can't
don't.
imagine a world like I think the thing about swamp ass is that like in order for something to be like
Yeah.
one of us has a grudge against this, like one of us like I can't imagine ever picking Cookie Crisp over like almost any other cereal.
I think there's maybe one or two other cereals that I personally would pick it over.
But
Uh,
like those would just
but I
also be
think,
swamp ass.
yeah, you know what? For the contentious points, let's put it in swap ass.
I think this is the first swamp ass.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
This is the first tier list where we've gotten a swamp ass before we've gotten an S
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, that's true. That's incredible. That says
All right,
something. Uh,
Sam, do we have to fight about Special K?
of course we have to fight about Is it? Are we fighting about just plain Special K? Absolutely, Stev.
Are there other Special Ks
Not in this
here?
list.
I don't think so. Yeah.
No. I
Okay.
assume your team very pro. Steve, sell us on why Cinnamon Toast Crunch or on not Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Sorry, I see chat going hard for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Uh,
Right.
tell me why Special K isn't just incredibly average to low.
Well, like, so here's the thing: is that like it is just like the thing about Special K is that it's just Cheerios, but with more of a variety in texture.
I thought it was
Because
more of a
it's like
cornflakes.
it's like it's like it's like in yeah like cornflakes, Cheerios, like with like a little bit more texture, a little bit more flavor, and that shit's good for you.
Yeah, I just here's the thing is once you put it in milk and here's from the milk perspective, like it just is kind of flavorless. It falls apart. It's so very meh to me. But obviously you're willing to fight me for it, so I know what tier like it goes in the aforementioned tier,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah, I think it does. Because from a no milk perspective, it's big.
You
Like
know,
like
yeah,
it's like very because the pieces of cereal themselves are like really thin and crispy, and that's like very satisfying from a no milk perspective. But
that's
I
fair.
can also see like I can see how like if you put it in milk it like gets really
Yeah,
soggy and gross real
yeah.
quick.
I think if we were looking at other special Ks, I would be able to like defend a little better. Like the chocolate special K
Yeah,
is really good, strawberry special K is really good, absolutely
yeah,
crushes. Like,
the
but
like
regular special
vanilla
K is just
almond
yeah,
special K is like
yeah,
also pretty good.
yeah. All right, kicks, Stev. I have some strong feelings. What about you?
I have no particularly strong feelings, so go off.
Wonderful. Kix is absolutely the peak of corn-based cereal, in the sense that
Wow.
yeah, I said it. I said it. Follow me on this. Uh, not only is it like good for you, relatively healthy, but it also just has a flavor that you can't recreate through like anything else for not having like I'm gonna call like it obviously it has stuff added to it, but there's not like a bunch added to it, and it just has this like flavor that hits different. And every so often, I just want a bowl of kicks, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's
Right.
just like arguably I would fight you if you had told me I had a box of kicks and I'm eating it. I would fight you. I would literally fight you to get this box from you.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I've had kicks a few times and I'm not like particularly feeling
I
strongly
can
about them. I like if it were up if I would I think if I were doing this by myself put them in a
like
similar rank to
yeah.
Cheerios. However, I think that that is fine.
I would. Here's the thing. I cannot literally contest you for S tier here because we both have to agree. But I can threaten to fight you, so that's all I've got, and that's all I
Exactly.
really use.
Exactly. This is our new ranking system that we're trying for this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, and I think this might hold.
Yeah. Apple Jacks.
You know,
I Do you have strong Apple Jacks feelings?
like they're. I don't know that they're better than like. apple cinnamon, like honey Cheerios. Like I can't think of anything that makes them particularly better than that, other than just the cool artwork on the box. Uh, I've had them before; they're perfectly fine.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
I think that they are. I think that I also like I've had them and I don't mind them, but like I'm never reaching for these, you know.
yeah, I'm always passing. I'm always looking, going, yeah, that's Apple Jacks. Yeah, that's fine.
So like a good litmus test is like in a world where you know it's Saturday morning, you're like going to look in your cereal cabinet and you've got like you open it up and the only thing you have left is like Apple Jacks or Cheerios. What do you go for?
If it's like plain Cheerios, probably the Apple Jacks because I like some flavor. If it's like any other flavor of Cheerios, I might take the
if it's
Cheerios.
if it's Apple Jacks or Apple Cinnamon Cheerios, don't ask why you have so many Apple Cinnamon based cereals.
We go through moods where we really like apple cinnamon based things. I would say wedge it between the Cheerios. That is my take.
Okay, that's fine. I would go for the plain Cheerios over the Apple Jacks, but I'm
All right.
fine putting them in the
Okay.
middle here.
That's fair.
Close enough. Yeah.
Are we fighting over cornflakes stuff?
I don't feel a need to go to bat for cornflakes.
Excellent.
I think that they're fine, but if you have a grudge against them, then that's fine.
Yeah, my grudge is that they're boring AF. So drop it in the grudge tier.
Okay. Count Chocula.
Uh, so this is one of the first few cereals I would argue that milk genuinely improves. Uh, be it just because like of what it creates, it just of like the whole overall experience of watching your milk turn to chocolate milk is kind of rad. Um, I like this cereal. I don't know that I would fight you over it, but I'm never disappointed to see Count Chocula. So I might fight you over it, but I'd be very curious to see where you stand.
Yeah, so I feel similar to Count Chocula in the way that I do about Lucky Charms, which
Charms,
we'll
yeah.
get to down the line a bit. Like I think it's fine. Of like the like primary flavor profiles of like chocolate, vanilla,
Hmm.
apple, like strawberry, whatever. Like chocolate is like one of is like kind of low
Hmm.
on that for me, so it's like a bit lower than it might be for other people. I would probably put it in like Jun mid range because I don't particularly have a grudge against the Count. He's doing fine. He's living his life. He's making that
All
you
right.
know
I will meet you at top of Jun mid range.
seems fine.
Okay.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh
Are there
man.
other? Are
There's
all the
three?
are all
No, I
the?
don't think there's the berry one. If we had the berry, oh,
There
there's the berry one. Okay.
there sure
Okay.
is.
Okay. Now we've got some things to talk about.
We've got a game.
We've got a game. Regular.
I'm gonna like keep going. I'm gonna like do some organizing.
Yeah. Um.
We can
Wait.
talk
Okay.
about them.
Bottom right one, Lucky Smacks can go next to Lucky Charms. By the way,
What?
Lucky Smacks. Is that? Oh no,
Yeah,
those are things
no,
I'm thinking of. Those.
that's Honey
Oh,
Smacks.
Honey Smacks. Okay, I thought those were like the
Yeah.
knockoff ones. I was like, someone put the knockoff ones in here. That's impressive. Okay,
Yeah, I mean we're gonna move it up because like we're not gonna talk about fucking Honey Smacks last.
for real. Uh,
Honey Smacks doesn't get to be the closer here.
no, no.
This gets
Uh,
to be the closer.
yeah, that's the closer for a good reason. You'll see later. So like regular ass Captain Crunch is incredibly like below Cheerios to me. It is super unappealing. There are just better options. I don't
Really?
know that it's like I could even make a case for it being just bad, but like
Wow.
I would put it in. Yeah, I can explain. I'll explain why I would put it as just bad as the rest of these stack up. So you'll see why.
Okay.
So I could put it in Grudge or Jun mid range. That would be like where I would put it. I could
I mean,
even meet you there.
it sounds like you have a grudge over this one.
The grudge is that it's just the grudge is I would rather have literally any other kind of fucking Captain Crunch. If you hand me this, I'd be like, what? You don't have fucking crunch berries? Like, come on.
I don't know. Like I always thought like the baseline crunch was pretty good, but like knowing that we're probably gonna put these up higher, I'm fine to it.
Yeah.
Like, you've got a grudge over it. I'm not
My,
gonna fight you over it.
yeah.
So
My grudge, like I said, my it's like a petty grudge, but like my grudge is that it's not a better flavor. It's just not any of the better variants.
right. All
Um.
right. Well, what about which one? I'll dealer's choice: peanut butter crunch, crunch
All
berries
right.
next.
Let's get. Man, so I'm gonna make a bold claim. Stuff. Follow me up on it if you'd like. I would like to put crunch berries in S tier.
Yeah,
Formal nomination.
sure.
I think it just does. I think it has such. I think it has enough unique flavors. It's got actual crunch. It holds up in milk. It's just. I think it does it all.
Yeah. Where are you at on peanut butter crunch?
I would put this. I don't know that I would fight you for it, but it's definitely like bottom of fight to top of gen mid range.
Yeah. I think it's a bottom of fight. I like peanut butter crunch
I can
quite a
see
bit.
that. Yeah, it's
I'm
I'm
like
not.
I'm like also just like predisposed to liking peanut butter a lot.
I also
So
love peanut. Yeah, I also love peanut butter. Like, I think it does fine. I think it's just again like when you look at those three in context of each other, like why am I going to pick regular ass Captain Crunch? Sorry, Captain. Sorry, Captain. Your boring assness is just loses out here.
sure, but like I would pick like regular Captain Crunch over like cornflakes, for instance.
Oh yeah, 1,000% agree.
You know.
Yeah.
Here's a question because it's not on here. Which Chex is the best Chex?
I don't even
Because
know what other
there's
flavors of checks there are.
so there's rice Chex, which is this one, which is kind of like the normal one. Then
Yeah.
there's corn Chex, and then there's wheat Chex.
I mean, I think rice checks is the one I think of and the one I've had the most. Uh,
Yeah, I think they all fall pretty handily into the Judd mid range
yeah, I
of
pop that next to Cheerios. Like they're all kind of the same thing of like pretty healthy, pretty good for me. I should like it more, but it's just kind of meh.
I like Chex more than I like Apple Jacks. How do
Yeah,
you like that?
I agree.
You know,
Yeah, I agree with that.
like I'm going for regular boring Chex over Apple Jacks.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Um.
Yo,
We're yeah.
I'll
Are we?
fight you.
Do,
I'll fight you for
do we have
this.
to? Do we have to fight about it?
Are you not? You're not on Honey Bunches of Oats?
I got a mega-sized Honey Bunches of Oats box in my fucking pantry right now, my
Is this?
dude. What do you think
Oh,
I've been
slap
eating
that
for
in S tier.
breakfast?
Let's go. Slap that top. Let's go. Yeah, Honey Bunches
Yeah,
of Oats does it all. It's got texture. It's got flavor. Oh man, it's so good. Now that we've
yeah.
mentioned it, I kind of want a bowl of it, and I'm sad there's none nearby.
I'll bring you some.
Perfect.
All right, we've got a trio of Rice Krispie treats
All right.
or Rice Krispie related cereals. Among them is the Rice Krispie treats cereal.
I would like to defer to. So here's the interesting one, because part of the initial interest of Rice Krispie treats is adding milk and getting snack, crackle, and pop. I would
Uh-huh.
love to hear your take on this without having that added effect.
Dude, Rice Krispie treats absolutely slap. I fucking love
Okay,
Rice
I
Krispie.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, they're such a versatile cereal. You can kind of do anything with it. Can I challenge you to try something
Uh,
and report back on it?
I can promise to try, and we'll see where that goes. But chat, absolutely, the viewers watching this will 100% participate. I know they will. They're good for it. So let's hear it.
Yeah. Here's all right, hear me out. Peanut butter and jelly. Put some Rice Krispies in it. So you
What?
got bread, you got peanut butter, you got jelly, and in between you put a layer of Rice Krispies. And what that does is it gives you peanut butter, gives you jelly, gives you like the joy of a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but it gives you like the crispy texture of a Rice Krispie in there. It's absolutely a god tier sandwich.
Steph, you just made a bunch of words, and I don't know how I feel about them. That is such a. I have so many follow up questions to this request.
Okay.
Where did
Uh
this come from?
Joanna and I started doing it in college.
Why?
So it actually it began with putting potato chips into
Okay,
peanut butter and jelly for the added texture, a little bit of
sure,
salt, you know, like that kind of
sure.
thing. And then one time we were making sandwiches and didn't have any
Chips.
potato chips, so we tried it with Rice Krispies, and our lives were forever changed. You know, it
Okay.
really it like I think is in addition to that, like with like Rice Krispie treats being a thing, like Rice Krispie is like the epitome of like a cereal that can become more than the sum of its parts.
All right. I mean, that is a compelling argument. Uh,
I beg, make yourself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich with some Rice Krispies on it
I,
sometime in
I,
the near future.
I'm so thrown off by that explanation and all of the words you just said that I don't know that I promise to, but I will at least be thinking about it and probably give it a shot.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
it's very good.
so I think after hearing all that, it's going to the fight tier because it sounds like you would fight me over this.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was gonna go to bat this hard for Rice Krispies, but apparently I am.
Yeah,
So
because I would have absolutely put this in like a very mid tier. But like
I think baseline Rice Krispie
okay,
is like the way to go.
all right.
Um,
Any further thoughts on chocolate Rice Krispies then?
I think Cocoa Rice Krispies are worse than regular Rice Krispies.
I I don't know that I would agree or disagree on that. I feel they're pretty similar. So I I could meet you at below that on that fighting tier or in top like near top of like next to Count Chocula. I feel like of chocolatey based cereals, I would rather have Count Chocula than Cocoa
Okay,
Rice Krispies.
that's fair. Yeah.
Uh
And then do you have any feelings about Rice Krispie treats? Like the
none
cereal,
they're
not the
yeah, the
the
actual Rice Krispie treats.
yeah.
Um I mean, I don't think I would fight you for these, but I think of all the things here, it would probably be in that fighting tier just because like I love me a good Rice Krispie treats. In milk,
Right.
they stay together, so it's probably pretty good.
That's pretty good. You wanna
Yeah,
do something like that?
that's fine by me. I can jive on that.
Word. Cool.
All right.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, is this just a we both agree
I think we both agree.
that it's a
Um
banger?
yeah. I mean it's got flavor, it's got texture. The cinnamon flavored milk hits way better than you'd think. Yeah. I see nothing wrong. I'm never not unhappy to see cinnamon toast crunch.
Yeah. Is it like top of S tier, do you think?
No, I would definitely still pick of those three. I would absolutely pick crunch berries over those three.
Yeah. I would still pick Honey Bunches of Oats over Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but uh I understand if you want to do something like this.
No, I can no. I think we each pick one over the top of it. Like we each have something. Like we
Good.
can each agree. So I think that's
Good.
fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's good to know that like if we ever lived together, we would have a pretty
Several.
banging cereal cabinet.
Yeah, Mr. Kellogg would be proud.
Right. Uh
Them frosted mini wheats though.
Here's the thing. I think Frosted Mini Wheats are a banger.
I think they're great. I don't think they're top tier, but I definitely agree to that.
Yeah.
Frosting them mini wheats does go so far.
Yeah, I don't think that I would like fight you over it, but I do think it deserves to be in the fight tier.
Yeah, agreed. I think yeah. Would you now? Here's my question for you. Would you eat that over Rice Krispies or not?
Um it depends, honestly. I like they're really close.
Okay,
Like I would definitely eat them over like Rice Krispie
Krispie
treats,
treats. Yeah.
but I know that you prefer the Rice Krispie treats, so I think it's
No, no,
fine
no.
to have them
I would have mini wheats over those. Like
here. Right.
like mini wheats. I know what I'm getting. That's the difference. Like
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
crispy treats are kind of like they could be a mixed bag. Oh man, this Stev, gotta love me
Sam?
some Reese's based products.
Absolutely.
And it's
It's just
obviously it's just up
like
there. Yeah.
is it the top?
Oh yeah, I would. I'd pick that over all those three. Yeah, I'm grabbing the Reese's Puffs. Absolutely.
I feel like Crunch Berries is a more enticing cereal to me, a more enticing option, but like only slightly. So I'm fine with putting it at the top.
Yeah, see, I don't know. Maybe it's just the chocolatey peanut buttery milk that like hangs out afterwards. That just like the is like the chef's kiss to it. But I definitely pick that over.
I'd believe that. Yeah,
Uh,
seems good.
yeah. Lucky Charms. They're magically delicious stuff, are they?
I think Lucky Charms are fine. I
Yeah.
think like I think Lucky Charms has um a very high ceiling because there's I don't know if you do this, but like there's something really satisfying about like eating all of the regular cereal pieces and then just like getting to like go to town on like big spoonfuls of like
Marshmallows.
only
Marshmallows.
marshmallows.
Yeah. Yeah. There
Um
is it's a long game, but the payoff is well worth it.
yeah, but exactly, like you have to like really invest in
Yeah.
Lucky Charms.
It is for it to be like an A tier cereal. It takes a long while to get there. I think the other question, and you alluded to this, is would I choose this or Count Chocula? And I would
Yeah.
argue that I would rather have Lucky Charms over Count Chocula because the
I would
chocolate is just
I
going to
would
go over the top.
definitely rather have is Lucky Charms just the top of Jun midrange?
I think to this point, right, it is.
It's just a very well tuned Jun midrange deck.
Yeah, well, it's got flavors, it's got marshmallows, it's got textures, it's got a
Yeah.
little bit of everything. I'm
You
I'm
just
never
you just have to
disappointed in it.
work
Yeah.
you just have to work similar to winning with Jun midrange, you just have to work a little bit harder than
Yep.
everybody else at the
Yep.
table. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. That works. Alright.
Oh man,
Honey Smacks.
are these things still even around?
They are.
Put
I
this
saw
frog in the
them
bottom tier where he belongs.
in the swamp.
In the swamp.
Better than Cookie Crisp?
No, no, absolutely not.
Wow.
Like, hot take: Honey Smacks get honey-based cereals wrong, and that frog looks like he needs to be shoved in a locker.
Speaking of shoved in a locker,
It's the go-to thread of this channel. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, where are you at on fucking Fruit Loops?
Oh man.
Fruit Loops
I'd
are
probably fight
large.
some. They're large, Matt. I would fight you for some. I wouldn't have to fight you apparently, but like I'd fight someone for Fruit Loops. They're very good.
Okay.
I could see bottom of that to top of Gen mid range. I could fight to that.
No, I think Lucky Charms being at the top of Jun midrange is honestly the perfect spot for it.
Agreed.
Um, Golden Crisp.
I absolutely never cared for it. Any strong appealings?
No, I was never a big fan. Is it also in Swamp Ass
Yeah,
with the frog and the wolf?
I think that bear and that frog are hanging out together.
All right, let's talk about why Fruity Pebbles deserves to be S tier.
Okay. Well, now hearing your explanation of Special K, considering this is just flavored Special K in smaller bites, uh,
That makes it good for you, right?
no, I mean, kind of like that was what. So I would have put Special K down in like Jun mid range, and then I would have put this above it. But I don't know if I can. I don't know if I would let it. Oh man, but like Fruity Pebbles is pretty good though, and like the
It's
fruity,
really good.
it is pretty. Maybe I haven't. Maybe it's been a while, Steb. I will. I'll give you. I'll give you a 2 out of 2 streamers agreeing because Fruity Pebbles is pretty good.
I mean, I'm also happy to just put it in like above Special K.
No, because like obviously you have stronger feelings. I would say bottom of banger tier
Okay.
because like of
The
those.
other
Yeah.
here's the other secret, the Fruity Pebbles hack. If you make Rice Krispie treats with Fruity Pebbles
Oh yeah,
instead of
yeah,
Rice Krispies,
yeah.
like
That I've heard is also really good. That's really good.
it's it's bang, it's really good.
Yeah, because of that
Cocoa,
top. Yeah, of that top tier, I would definitely like that's towards the bottom.
yeah. Cocoa Pebbles, I have much less strong opinions on. So
I think it just goes next to like below Count Chocula, but next to like in between the chocolate tier.
it's like all the like it's the middle of the chocolate tier.
Yeah, I feel like cereal hasn't figured out how to do chocolate well. That's kind of a
Yeah,
take.
well, like Reese's Puffs did, and like
But that's because it's
everyone,
chocolate and peanut butter. Like that's different. It's got
yeah,
flavors going on its side.
right.
Well, it's the next one.
Cocoa Puffs, the
I
definitive
the
chocolate
definitive chocolate
cereal.
puff. I would argue that this is pretty good. This is definitely the peak of the chocolate tier.
Yeah,
But I don't know that it's like I would fight people for
I
Cocoa Puffs.
like. I'm never picking Cocoa Puffs over Lucky Charms.
Yeah, I. All right, hot take. Count Chocula over Cocoa Puffs simply because there's marshmallows and that's a little bit more flavor and texture.
That's fine. I have like outside of I'm not a huge fan. I like have no opinions about
All
the
right.
chocolate cereals.
Yep.
All right, Mister the Tiger.
Mr. the Tiger. They're absolutely average.
Yep.
Uh,
Uh, are they
below
better
chocolate tier.
than or worse than the chocolate
The real
pocket?
question, no, the real question here is, would I choose those over Apple Jacks? And the answer is like probably barely.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that seems like the
Yeah.
correct placement for me.
Love the contentious vibes already.
Right.
Honeycomb cereal. You know,
Um,
go
I
ahead.
haven't had honeycomb in a long time, but I remember being a fan.
Yeah, I have not had it in a while either. I remember it being pretty good though. Uh,
This this strikes me as like one that I think would be in the A tier.
yeah, this feels like kind of A tier ish.
Like, are you going honeycombs over Fruit Loops?
No, I would play Fruit Loops over it.
Okay. Um, speaking of Fruit Loops, how do you feel about Fruit
Oh,
Loops'
tricks though, tricks are so
cousin
good.
Tricks?
They're
Well,
for
so
kids, and
here's
I'm
the
always a
thing.
kid at heart.
Here's the thing, Sam, is that like Tricks have to auto default to Swamp Ass because we can't eat them
Oh,
anymore because we're not kids anymore.
you're right. You're right. Shit, absolutely played.
Actually, though, where do you want to put them?
um, well played.
I
Uh,
mean, I'd be
I think
happy
it's
to make
yeah. Is this just the new tier? Is this the
this
meme
is
tier?
and it's a oh no, we want to make this like what color was this? Oh no,
Not quite
was
yellow.
it like
That one.
that? Yeah.
Yeah,
This is for kids.
yeah, yeah. So if we, yeah, that's fair. Uh, Kellogg's Corn Pops, Kellogg's Pops. I don't even remember what they're called. I just see the word
They're
Pops.
just so they used to
There's
be
Pops.
called corn pops. They are now just called pops.
So I remember eating these quite frequently when I was younger, and they were
Yeah,
just
like there's a period in time where like I was always craving like exactly
a one
pops.
bowl exactly
Yeah,
this.
you know.
I'm not like I don't really care for them. I could do without them. That time of my life is coming past, and I don't even really know if I liked it then or if it was just like the best choice of
Yeah,
cereal at the time. So like,
it's the sweetest thing in the cabinet.
yeah, I could put it in a grudge. Like,
That's fair.
uh,
I'd put it under
yeah,
Captain Crunch though.
I would probably choose regular Captain Crunch over that also. So yeah. All right,
Yeah.
here's the
Okay,
what's the
Sam.
difference between the two? What are those? What are the difference between the two of them?
So Raisin Bran by default advertises that it has one scoop of raisins in every bowl, like
Okay.
statistically. And Raisin Bran 2 scoops advertises that statistically there is 2 scoops of raisins in every bowl, therefore the volume of raisins is higher. So it's a modal, a modal
Okay.
cereal.
Okay. I mean that all I would do is change that differently, is put those in different places slightly, but like I know you're willing to give us pitch it because I know you feel strongly about this.
Okay, listen. Uh, like cornflakes. How do I want to approach this? Cornflakes in their default form. are very boring. We've established this.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
boring cereal is boring. And Raisin Bran, I know has a rap for being like the most boring cereal because it's what like old people rate. It's
Yeah.
like boomer cereal.
Yep.
It's what like your
Great
grandparents have
sell. Great sell
like
stuff.
in their cabinet. However, I would like to make I am to make the argument, and this argument, there's a through line to it. Uh, like as we established, like I like a good Special K because like
Yep.
I don't do milk in my cereal, and so because of that, the like little bran flakes that for you we'll call you guys the
Joe
Milkies.
cereals. Yeah. Milkies.
uh the Milkies get like the soggy shitty bran flakes,
Yep.
but for in me as like the
Chad
enlightened
dry cereal eater.
yeah, they are always crispy and delicious for the entirety of the bowl. On top of that, you get a little bit of like the chewy flavor profile of the raisins, which are, by the way, coated in sugar. And so they are, in fact, very good. So I would. This is all of this is to say that statistically, Raisin Bran has more in common with Honey Bunches of Oats than any other cereal on this tier list, and therefore deserves to be at least as high as Honey Bunches of Oats.
That was a long way to get to the point that
In this essay, I will.
that was a long way to get to the point, and I respect getting to that point. I even respect taking that point because that is a compelling point. However, one out of two streamers are gonna fight the other over this one because I absolutely would not even put it that far up. So put him wherever you would like in that tier, Steph.
It's going up at the top, man.
Is
Like,
so is the one with more reasons the higher tier because there's more
yes,
reasons per scoop. Okay.
yes. Because here's the problem you can run into as a veteran consumer of raisin.
As a Chad
Um,
dry cereal eater.
uh, One of the problems that you can run into with default Raisin Bran is just going long stretches where, like, in each spoonful, you only get like one or two raisins. But I think the optimal raisin to flake spoonful has closer to like three or four. You know what I mean?
That's sure. I'm going to allow. Yeah, no, like I can't look. I can't fight you on that. All I can sit here and go look. My counter argument is this: look, corn flakes, bland flakes, they're boring. They suck. They're not interesting. Then add raisins. Raisins are just dried up grapes. Absolutely weird texture, unappealing, not even great to look at. This would be absolute bottom for me, but I know Steve will actually throw a punch at me
Here's
for Raisin Bran. So
You still like
here's the thing.
raisins?
I also don't like raisins. That doesn't help either.
So you're biased.
Right. Here's the thing.
Biased
Here's
when
the
it comes to
thing.
anything raisin.
No, shut up. Shut up,
Raisin
peanut
Here's the
gallery.
thing.
Shut up,
Here's
peanut
the thing
gallery.
that here's the thing that I
No.
think is notable
I will not lie to
about
your viewers.
here's the thing that I think is notable about my love of Raisin Bran is that, like, by default, like, I'm not a big raisin eater,
Yeah,
and I also don't like grapes. So the fact that I then also like Raisin Bran, I think, is a powerful testament in favor of the cereal.
well, I think that is perfectly the question we'll put out to the viewers there. So leave us a comment. Are you team Chad Raisin Bran eaters, or are you Virgin Raisin Bran naysayers? Let us
Raisin
know.
Bran.
Let us know where you fall below in the chat, and we'll come out. One of us will either come out and support you and cheer you on, or the other one will mock you horrendously, or just it'll probably just be me mocking you. But so that's
I
it.
will not
But
tolerate this Raisin Bran slander.
it's okay. But looking over, you know what? You know what's interesting though? Looking at our list, we were surprisingly pretty generous about all things. Like this is very top heavy, all things considered.
I mean,
Uh,
like if we're already kind of like if we're kind of already in the realm of like we are talking cereals, then I think all cereals, like, the margins are pretty slim.
Yeah.
Like the difference between like a cereal that I will like always go for and a cereal that like I like never want to eat are like pretty slim, because even though like Cookie Crisp, Honey Smacks, and Golden Crisp are in the Swamp Ass tier, like I would have a bowl if it was
Yeah.
like
If it's there
presented.
around, like sure.
But
Yeah.
like would I go for cereal like as my default
Oh no.
breakfast choice
Yeah.
in current year? Absolutely not.
No.
You
I,
know?
yeah. See where we placed all of cereal in our breakfast tier list one to like really show how much we're like give me a freaking like bacon egg and cheese sandwich. Like I'm not even thinking about a cereal. Like if that's an option, like I'm not thinking about a cereal at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like on some days when I'm feeling like very lazy and not like cooking, then like I'm going for the cereal.
Yeah.
But like if I'm at least like slightly motivated, I will always like make an omelet before I have
Mhm.
cereal, because
Agreed.
it's just like not super difficult to do, and like
Yeah. It's
you
just
know.
easier. Yeah. But I think I'm just interested. Like it's the ones that typically like could have been high flavors, kind of you can see where like the things that bombed to things that are like kind of average. Like yeah, I would have thought like then I mean I know you are bigger on Cheerios and things like that, so that does balance a little bit. But like no, we're all pretty like yeah, like you said, like there's not a lot to complain about in regards to cereals, all things considered.
Yeah, like it's all good.
Yeah, and even still, there's a bunch that have come out that aren't on that list that I can't even think of. Like I sure can't even think of them. But uh, is there a cereal you can think of that's not on this list that you stand?
Did you get Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch was a top. French Toast Crunch also pretty good as an aside.
Yeah.
French Toast Crunch was pretty good.
Big
That's
oldies.
yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any
Um,
other cereals that.
like
Uh,
I actually really like the other versions of Chex, like
mm,
wheat and corn Chex. I'm a big fan of.
that's fair.
Um,
I could see that.
I can't really think of any other
Yeah.
cereal, and which is funny because I looked at this initial list like before we like came
Start.
into
Yeah.
the episode, and I literally went like, huh, that's not all the cereals that I would have picked, but that'll do. And now
Yeah.
I'm like struggling to think
Think
of
of
other
anything.
cereals
Yeah.
to pick.
Literally went shopping yesterday. Walked down an entire aisle of cereal. Can't think of. I can think of like one or two others, but I don't know that they would be as impactful. Like Crave, if you like. No, okay. It's another like
That
I
sounds like some
Isn't
Zoom
it like
shit.
a Dove product?
no. I think it's like Kellogg's answer to like mini wheat frosted mini wheats.
Mm,
But like that's like the only thing I could think of aside from the like novelty ones where it's like I got a box of Lucios. They were
Oh,
incredibly average, but I got
right.
to eat them. Like
they're just
Fair.
frosted Cheerios.
no, they're
They're
just two
frosted
color
che-
Fruit Loops.
They're
So
frosted
There's
Cheerios in
also,
one.
I guess there's like more types of Cheerios and more types of.
yeah, that's the thing is like there's a bunch of different types of Cheerios and like Chex Mix and things like that. Like the frosted mini wheats could be like strawberry frosted and things like that. There's like different flavors to that, but I don't think of anything that I don't think there's anything that's incredibly missed. There's like a couple different types of honey bunches of oats too, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think this was a pretty like all things considered covered it all. Uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, go drop us your tier lists in the comments. Go tell us what we got right or wrong. Uh, we'd love to hear it. Remember to do the like, subscribe stuff for if you are here and you enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Uh, I don't know any other words for the people stuff.
Eat more raisin bran. It's good for you. And
Uh,
put Rice Krispies on peanut butter and jelly.
I still am fascinated by that. That is I kind of have to try it because it's just such an interesting sentiment.
It's gonna change your life. It's gonna broaden your horizons.
We will see about it. Take care everybody. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.